Welcome back, guys. So I officially stamped my ticket to represent Team Canada at the next World Powerlifting Championships in Lithuania this June. I got my official invitation letter a couple weeks ago and I am ecstatic. So in this video, I want to tell you a little bit about my goals, my prep. We're going to talk about my injury. But before we get to that, let's do something a little special. Let's recap my past three World Championships. Now, I firmly believe it is truly an honor and a privilege to put on that Team Canada singlet, and every time I do it, I wear it with pride because it's not something that's easy to do, and I really don't want to take these opportunities for granted. So this will be my fourth time I have the opportunity to represent Team Canada at the World Powerlifting Championships, and fifth time representing Team Canada at an international meet in general. So rewind the tape, take a step back, and reminisce through how my last World Championships went. So we're going to start in 2019. This was my first World Powerlifting Championships, and I actually got on as, I was initially on the reserve list and a couple of people dropped out, so I was able to get onto the team. And this was probably one of my most memorable World Championships just because it was my very first time representing Team Canada. And in doing so, I broke a deadlift world record. Now, the funny story about this is it actually got re-broken in this exact same meet. So it's such a roller coaster of emotions going from the biggest high of breaking that deadlift world record for my weight class and then watching the lifter right after me chip it by just a little bit. So on one hand, you can never take away someone breaking a world record. I'll always have that world record certificate and always be notched to my name, but just the roller coaster events, watching it being taken away from me in the same competition was just so hard to explain. But despite that, I still had a great meet. I had a total PR, finished 7th overall, made a lot of new international friends, and it was just a great introduction to that international scene. Now, my next World Championships was it 2020 or 2021? I know we missed a year because of COVID, and then the next year, COVID was still happening, so there were a ton of restrictions. We had to get tested for COVID regularly before going to the venue. Now, performance-wise, I actually thought this was one of my worst World Championships, so I still hit a total PR, but I didn't reflect where my strength was on the day. I missed my opener for squats, which just kind of got in my head, hit my next two, but I didn't end off where I wanted to on squats. And then I also had probably the worst I experienced the worst amount of cramping I have ever experienced in my powerlifting career. It honestly felt like I was having a stroke. My whole left side of the body, from my quads, my hamstrings, my calf, my chest, everything was just cramping. I had, our team trying to help our physio team trying to help massage and get the cramping out. I was getting my electrolytes in, salt and sodium, and the cramping was just honestly almost unbearable. So I did get through. I got through bench, went 3 for 3 on bench, and I only hit my opener for deads and missed my next two. And so it just, performance-wise, was probably the worst I've ever performed, even though I still hit a total PR and finished 5th in the world, which is still something that's amazing. But I was just really upset because I know I underperformed to my own standards in this competition. Now, my third was in South Africa. So this was 2022. This was a really fun one. I absolutely loved being in South Africa. I did a couple safaris. We were in Sun City, which was this little resort town. It was just such a fun place to be. The food was great, and I just absolutely loved the whole environment. In terms of performance, so this was almost the opposite of my last performance in terms of, at the 2021 Worlds, I underperformed based on, what I could have done. This one, I underperformed based on what I had in the tank. So I went 9 for 9, but all my lifts were super easy. I left so many kilograms on the table, which I could have done in competition. If you look at all my thirds, they were really easy. And I think one of the things that kind of screwed me up at South Africa was I got lumped into the B group. So they kind of separated. They had the top 8, which were in the primetime session at night. And then my nomination total didn't actually put me in the top 8 going into South Africa, so I got lumped in the B group, which actually competed in the morning, and then the A group was in the evening. So I didn't actually know what total I needed to be competitive with the A group lifters, and I think unfortunately my coaches took a way too conservative approach. So I won B group pretty easily. And one of the things that was actually pretty amazing was I was still able to medal on the deadlifts, even being from the B group. So I still walked away from South Africa with a silver in deadlifts, but then I ended up finishing, I believe it was 6th overall. So that's a little recap of my last 3 World Championships. And then last year I didn't go to Worlds, but I did go to North Americas, where I won North Americas, broke the Canadian national 83 kilogram record, and was the first, and actually this was also a really special meet because I was the first Canadian 83 kilo to break that 800 kilogram total barrier, and then I became the highest ranked Canadian of all time on both Wilks and IPF points. So that was a really big meet for me. So now we are about 11 weeks out from the World Powerlifting Championships in Lithuania. By the time I post this, it might actually be 10 weeks out, but we're in that range. And so if you guys have been following me, a lot of you know that a few weeks ago I had a really bad adductor strain, which actually made me pull out of the Western Championships. So my rehab has been going good, and I'm just going to put a couple clips just so you can get a perspective. So I've been back a few weeks ago, I couldn't even do a bodyweight squat. And as my pain tolerance has been improving, as my physio exercise has been working, we've been slowly getting back into regular squats. So I'm back to squatting 2 times a week and just trying to, slowly add more weight onto my squats. But if you look at this squat I'm showing on the screen a couple weeks ago, this was me just getting back into squats with 315. And then versus yesterday, where I was able to squat 405 for triples. So this is some really good progress I've been making. I just need to keep this progress moving in the right direction as we push into the next few weeks going into my Lithuania prep. Now, what are my goals for this meet? So I've hit some pretty good accomplishments on the international stage, but I really want to land on the podium overall for this World Championships. And this World Championships is also another special one because it is the qualifying year for the World Games, and this is the first time classic powerlifting will be in the World Games, which will be in China next year. So I believe the qualification is if you land top 3 overall, then you get a qualification spot. So I'm going to put everything into training in order to put myself in the best possible position to land on the podium and get that World Games qualifying spot. So if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, click that like button, and follow me on my journey to the World Powerlifting Championships 2024, June in Lithuania. If you guys have any questions or any topics you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below. You know this channel is for you. My goal is to use my knowledge and experience to help you get stronger. So if there's anything you want to know, let me know. Also, I got lots of cool KF merch, links in the description. So head on over to kfmerch.com, cop your swag, it helps support me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Train hard, train smart, see results, get cap it, and we will catch you next time.